Waf.
Hey, K-Flan, what are we doing today?
So today we're actually going to talk about your very favorite topic, which is data visualization.
Yes.
And I want to start off by talking about two types of data visualization. One is better for categorical variables, which is a bar graph.
Amazing. One of my favorites.
Yes. And so for a bar graph, we have generally our graph is going to have our variable on the x-axis and then the count on the y-axis. So how many people fall into a particular category. So if we're looking at something like eye color and we have a group of people and we want to know how many of them have brown eyes, how many of them have blue eyes, and how many of them have green eyes, the bar graph would just show a bar for each of those individual categories. So maybe this is 10, and then down here we have 1, and maybe we have 10 people with brown eyes, maybe we have 5 people with blue eyes, and only 1 person with green eyes. So that would be a bar graph, and these are great, but they're not really the best for numeric data. So if we had a variable on the x-axis that actually was represented in numbers, a bar graph wouldn't properly show those distances between the numbers. So instead, what we look at is something called a histogram. And Wade, I think you actually have an example of a histogram for me.
Yeah, when we look at the distribution of the perception of various different words and how we perceive words for a weather forecast, I have a bar chart that actually just looks at the frequency of each of these individual things. So there's a single bar when somebody said that they perceive we believe to just be 25%. That's one person because there's a count of exactly 1.
Oh yeah, right here. So this is a bar chart of we believe. So basically we asked a bunch of people what probability do they assign to we believe. If we say we believe it's going to rain today, what probability do they think that is? And it looks like, yeah, there's one person that said 25%. It looks like there's one person that said 0%, which is kind of crazy. And
yeah, I think they said 0.1, so I think they may have just misunderstood how they were supposed to answer. So this may be a user error, but which is something we want to look at in data science.
Yep, which is something that we ended up keeping in the data. And then it looks like the most popular answer was 80% because this bar is the highest, and the y-axis, again, is just the count.
So one thing that's really valuable about histograms, though, is it will bind these together so we have a better shape of the entire chart.
Yeah, so this doesn't really, it's kind of hard to read. The bars are very, very skinny, and sometimes we want to know what is the shape of the data. And so if we look at a histogram of this exact same data, we can see exactly that.
So this is the same data, the same we believe question, and now a histogram has 8 bins in this histogram that I made with Python.
Ooh, yes. So Wade made this with Python, and this is actually a frequency histogram. So that means the y-axis is the frequency. There's another type of histogram called a density histogram where the y-axis is the density instead. I like these frequency histograms because it's very, very easy to interpret. So we can see that this first bar goes from about 0 to just over 20, and then the frequency is, we can figure out this exact number in Python, but it looks like it's around 1 or 2.
And that matched up with what we saw here for the line chart.
Yeah, exactly. And then we have this second bar right here, and we can see that the frequency is about 10. It looks like that's between 40 and 50, and then we have the third bar, etc. And so this is good because the x-axis is drawn to scale. It's always good to label your x and y axis. So this is a percent. People are answering between a percentage between 0 and 100%. The y-axis, again, is we could think of it as the count or frequency, the number of people that said those percentages. And then we do have a title for this histogram as well. This is for the variable we believe. So histograms are really good for numeric data. There's multiple types of them, and we can use Python to create them so we don't have to draw them. We could draw histograms, but that would take a lot of time, especially if there was a lot of bins and a lot of data.
Yeah, and to do this in Python, it's going to be really, really easy. So if you've got a data frame that already has this data, the way we created these graphs is just df.plot.bar for the bar chart and df.plot.histogram, or sorry, df.plot.hist for the histogram.
Yep, so we can do .plot.bar, whatever our data frame is for the bar chart, and then the same thing for the histogram, we can do .plot.hist. And a lot of times when we're analyzing data and we first get a data set, we said we like doing this idea of exploratory data analysis. And with exploratory data analysis, we talked about descriptive statistics and calculating things like mean, median, standard deviation. Another really good thing to do at the start of any data analysis is to do basic data visualization so you can see things that you don't get from those statistics. You can see the shape of the data. You can see a lot just from looking at either a bar graph or a histogram.
That's awesome.